Okay. Hi, I'm going to try and demonstrate this FVC-1, the 4-voice controller, basic version. A little bit DIY. The panel is sitting on top of the circuitry, which is based on the Siam modular prototype board. It's all fitted to that, and then the cover plate is attached just to hide the electronics inside. Bit DIY, but it does the trick. As I say, it's a pre-production prototype model. It has MIDI type Ajax, and it's controlling a 2XM, two of them, in duo mode. It responds to CCs for pitch bend on and off, for transposition, to control the faux vibrato coming from the LFO, which is essentially modulated pitch bend, CCs to control the different keyboard modes, and I'm using a couple of sysx commands taken from the Synth Drive app. There's a save button to store information into 32 memories, and I use A1 as a sustain button rather than using a pedal. Right, so I'll recall a program. Just test it. Right, this is program number 2. There's 32 memories you can save. It doesn't store much, but it stores a few things like vibrato speed and pitch bend and that kind of thing. So we're in continuous mode here. You look at these LEDs, it shows you cycle through the 4 voices. These little gate LEDs, just LEDs put into the gate out so I can keep track of it out here. The other light is for the rate and depth of the LFO. So as you move the mod wheel, you can see it kicks in and shows you the speed of it as well. So let's do the keyboard logic first, which is here. Continuous reset, split, lower mono, upper poly, lower poly, upper mono, unison and freeze mode. Continuous. Also known as round robin. When we're not in continuous, you can always go for voice 1. If that's being used, you can select voice 2. If that's being used, 3, etc. I mainly find round robin or continuous the most useful, particularly with if you've got a bit of decay, a bit of release. Okay, we go to split next. You set the split point by pressing your key followed by the sustain pedal, or in my case the sustain button. So I want to split it G, press the G, hit the split button, hit the sustain button. Now everything below here, like voice 1, 2 and 3, everything above the split. We can flip that so that by pressing this button, the lower is mono and the upper is poly. Split. In unison mode, it stacks the 4 voices. Or if you're in split mode, it will stack the 3. transpose those 4 voices to different pitches, 3-octave range, but it only works in unison mode. It's not a true transpose because you'd have to patch into the VCO CVs here. So to program it, you have to turn unison off and use these 4 transposition switches. So if I set it all to 0, -12, take the next one up to +12, take the next one up to +19, octave and a fifth, take the next one up 2 octaves. There we go. Put it into split. Now if we turn the pitch bend off for the voices 1, 2 and 3, have to touch. Just affecting these, the LFO is just affecting the upper voice. To set the split point, you must be in split mode. So I'll set the split point a little bit lower. When you turn unison off, it sends a note off message to each of the voices just to ensure there's no hanging notes, so there's a slight delay when you turn it off. Otherwise you might get a hanging note. Freeze, final one. This is useful to just freeze on one particular voice. So if you want to freeze on the 4th voice, it freezes the last note played. So you can adjust that. Take it off. Freeze voice 2. So whatever the last voice is played, when you press freeze, it will freeze that one. Okay. So apart from that, a few other utility things. You can turn the LEDs off without disturbing you. If you want to store a program, just press to save, the lights will flash. Pick another program. Save it. Few utility things. If you just want to play 1/2XM with this device, you can set it to 2 voices. Well, set it to 1 voice if you want, but it doesn't make much sense. So 2 voices. 3, so you had 3 modules, like a Model D and a couple of cats. You set that to a 3-voice synth. The split won't work properly because that's set up for 4 voices. 1 left of the split, 3 to the right, or 3 to the left and 1 to the right. So it's just a utility function. Most of the time you'd probably be running it in full voice mode. To set pitch bend, again it uses the sustain pedal. If you play an interval of say an octave and then press the sustain pedal, assuming the pitch bend's on, interval of a fifth, press the sustain pedal. because the LFO, faux LFO is based on pitch bend, if you set it to a large pitch bend range, the LFO has less effect because it's just too wild. So if you want the LFO, mainly set it to just a tone pitch bend. Press a tone, interval. Full waveforms, sawtooth, sine, triangle, and then a square. We can store that, press save, we call a different one program 6, we call program 7, let's see what's in unison. That's about it. More to come. Thanks for watching.